So what happens if we try to do math with the input function? So I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to save this as input math, and it's saved as inputmath.py. So if we just tried number 1 is equal to input a number, and number 2 is equal to input another number. If we just tried to print the addition of these two numbers, what do you think will happen? So if we save the file and run this, input a number, I'm going to put 5, input another number, I'm going to put 2, and when we hit enter here, it outputs 52. So the reason that's happening here is because input actually returns a string. So it's actually just adding the strings 5 and 2, and when we add a string, it puts them together. So if we wanted to add the integers 5 and 2, we have to convert the string to an integer. So to do that, we use the int function. So just write int, then opening bracket, and then at the end of the input, ending bracket. Then at num2, int, and opening and ending brackets. And what this will do is it will first get the input, and then it will pass that string into this int function here, which will convert it to an integer. And num2 does the same thing. So if we were to run this now using the int function, if we did the exact same inputs, 5 and 2, we can see this time it gives us 7. So what happens if I run this again? What do you think will happen if I don't put a number here? I said hello. What do you think will happen here? Well, the second we input this, we get a value error, invalid literal for int, with base 10, hello. And the reason we get a value error here is because Python is basically saying hello is not a number. So in order to get the int function to work, we have to pass in numbers. And you can actually do the exact same thing in reverse using the str function. So if you had an integer and you wanted to convert it to a string, you can actually use the str function. So here input is actually returning a string, so there's no need to actually use the str function, but if you did need to convert an integer to a string, str and then brackets is how you would do it.